Greetings everyone, this is Lodrik and this is the game War in the Pacific. And today we'll check the next combat turn, the 24th December 1941 in the match against Jochen. The last turns was a little more quiet. My first carrier division is now also retreating direction of Rabaul. And my second carrier fleet is regrouping and reforming. So I don't expect normally too much navy engagement. Everything is normally based on my submarine fleet. So if I can sink 1 or 2 ships per day with my subs, I don't really can expect much more. Oh, there we see the first, maybe not the first, but American Mark 14 submarine near to Tokyo. Luckily with no real impact on my patrol boats, but of course my patrol boats have simply not the equipment to really damage this ship. And the second Mark 14 ship attacking on surface, my light cargo ship. Luckily this is a 3-inch gun. 3-inch gun is, I don't know, 76 millimeter, something like this. Like a Pak 40. And this is, I don't know what you really can damage with a 3-inch gun. I think a 3-inch gun is simply for a ship too small. We have here also torpedoes hitting the ship, but not explosion. This is a Mark 40. So, second torpedo hit already. And 1 8 centimeter. I mean, not much bigger than this 3-inch gun. But on a submarine, maybe this could be some flotation damage. But okay, we stop this because I think there's not really much more coming. Yeah. So 7 3-inch gun hit, but I think for a cargo ship is really not the problem. If an 8 centimeter hit is on a submarine more critical, hard to say. And a non-stop sub-war here. Okay, I think this is now the second day, and this time my submarine can create a torpedo hit. And not only one, a second one. So 2 torpedoes is, I think, enough for this AG. And this is a bigger AG, so maybe also 12, 14, 15 points. Good cargo ships or multi-use ships. And we hear the sinking sound, so we know that ship is over or on the ground. Yeah, but this is, I think, not successful. Yeah. Soon I will be out of torpedoes, and then I will relocate maybe also the submarines. Here's the same. And I unload here some units. Okay, I lose 1 gun. This can happen. I do this mainly if I land south of Mindanao. And then I move north and attack the base. then this base force cannot run away more, and it's surrounded. Also, is allow me that I can land my troops, not Mindanao. It's then I can land my forces without any counter battery fire. Oh, we have here a light cruiser. And I can create at least one torpedo hit. With explosion. This is good. But no critical hit, so, I mean, nothing really with engine damage. This I would normally like to see here, but... After a long time, we have one really good torpedo hit. Oh, there was California Standard. It's also a big tanker. Hey... But one torpedo hit already immediately heavy damage, so... If this light cruiser not will go down, then at least I think 3 months in the shipyard. Und today Jochen bring back or reactivate some buffaloes from maybe Singapore and is here able to intercept my NAVAL. This was at the end my mistake, simply because I repeat this bomber strikes over Kuala Lumpur for too long time without escort. You can do this, but I normally would say at least you must sometimes escort the bombers or have something like long-range cap fighters nearby or sweep, so that the enemy never can make sure that he really only attacks the bombers. I mean, if you can escort, then escort. And in this case, I simply repeat my attacks. Too easy to understand what will happen in the future, and then this is possible. So I lose here 4 or 5 of my NAVAL bombers. And NAVAL bombers are good bombers, but the bombers itself is a bomber, but the pilot is of course the most important here. And I lose here, I think, 5, 6 Navy bombers. Not so nice. Now, I can only say that luckily, or unluckily, if this attack would become first, and he had here the buffaloes, and the buffaloes attack my Sonias and ends, I would say, it doesn't matter. I really don't care. NAVAL bombers are really much more skillful pilots. And now I lost here nearly nothing. So, Jochen's cap was only able to really damage the first bomb attack. Unluckily, the first bomb attack was my good bombers, not my cheap bombers. But okay, can happen. Let's remind me simply that always improve your tactics, always adjust your tactics, and maybe always try to surprise your enemy, something like this, and always whatever you do, you must always keep in your mind that what the enemy can do to counter you, and what will happen if the enemy will counter you. How to avoid this, how to minimize your own losses or maximize your strike. In this case, I don't know. We have here in a similar situation, but I had here my NATO fighters. for escort. The problem is that the NATE is really an outdated airframe against a P40. This is a P40E. If it's the old P40B, maybe there is some chance, but this E have armor and I think 6 heavy machine guns. So the P40 need only 1 hit, more or less, on a NATE to immediately kill something. But the NATE, I think, I don't know even if it's possible to really destroy a Warhawk. Maybe it can only damage. So I think we lose here now also some airplanes. Not because my pilots are so shitty, they are okay. I think experience level 60, something like this, with skill level 60. And maybe the Chinese pilots are, I mean, this I think American pilots, not Chinese pilot, but I simply, this is still not working. If this is a I-15s, I-16s or Hawk, I would say yeah, it's okay, but this is simply, it's the opposite, like my Zeros attacking Buffaloes. A Buffalo is also no match against a Zero, so, but this is now the opposite direction. Oh, anyway, I lose here now also 5 or 6, 7 of my NATEs. But not many ends, but I normally don't care this kind of bombers. So two lost air battles now today. This is maybe the worst air battle day for me so far. I mean, the first day, 7th December, I lose much more airplanes and pilots, but there is a purpose behind it. And today, this is all only bombardment of troops. It's not really matters. It's only a support attack. All these attacks on Kuala Lumpur are also meaningless because they don't create any damage. So they are maybe good for training and the pilots get experience, but this is not really so important compared to losing 4, 5, 6 of these expensive airplanes. Now second second time that the P40s won't come in position, but too slow, too late. Again, but too slow. So could be more worse at the end, and in future I must maybe really say, okay, if I cannot make sure that the air is clean and 100% controlled by Japan, I must at least have a small amount of frontline fighters like Oscar 1C or Zeros, and nothing else. No NATE, no I-5. This is now an attack on my cargo ships. Luckily, after I unload my troops, and also luckily he is no hit. And one of my long-range patrol boats just gets killed. So this is, I think, the first 4-engine airframe Japan lost. Yeah, here I have my zeros, but unluckily this time no P40. If the P40s attack this formation, I would maybe at least take some of the P40s with me and had less trouble in the future. But there is simply no way for the Chinese Air Force to really do something against the Japanese. I think first maybe in 44, end of 43, there is maybe enough air power in China to do some damage. Okay, more bombers are coming. Again, the failure. And okay, shock attack on Shenzhou, and there are only 2 broken, undersupplied Chinese corps, and this is, I think, no problem. Yeah. So, super light losses on my side and many destroyed Chinese. Here in the source, similar situation, a full Japanese division against a broken Chinese corps and some running away base force. Also clean victory, clearly in favor of Japan. And here now, already completely wiped out the Chinese corps. Surrender now. Okay. And finally, the third attack on Johor Bahru. And this time the Australian cannot hold the line. So Johor Bahru is also now under Japanese control. So every land battle was a success for Japan today. So at the sea, Japan was successful. In the air, Japan lost. They lost the day, but the land force, the army, saved the day. And here's one more battle. Those are the Philippines now. I think this Philippines division also surrendered. Yeah, okay. But not more really much left. And the British Space Force. But the Space Force don't want to give up. They're running. This is not good. They're running in the jungle and now I must find and kill them. This will need time. But was a day with more action. Maybe not always in favor for Japan, but at least we had some action. So, we arrive at the 25th December 1941. And yeah, for sure today we will have high air losses. The question is only what I lose. So I lost 7 NAVAL bombers and 6 nades. N is not important. The Marvis is also good. I mean, they are not top art, but they are good. And a jack. So 16 airplanes in one day is of course a catastrophic, and they can never produce so many airframes per day in the long run. But from all of these airplanes are really important is maybe the NAVAL. And even this kind of bomber will be soon outdated in 3-4 months. I will not produce the M2 more, then I will switch to M3. Simply more range and faster. But to lose the pilots are critical. So from these 16 airframes, also I lost now 12 pilots. So 4 pilots are maybe safe, but 12 pilots are lost. Unluckily. Luckily is that official, but I don't hear the sinking sound. I mean, I hear the sinking sound of the AG. So this is again 16 points, a good cargo ship, fast, 7,000 tons nearly. Really a navy ship, not a civilian ship. So this is a good cargo ship, and maybe, but I don't believe it, Omar class light cruiser. 7,000 tons, very similar to what the Japanese lost. Also, I think the Japanese have 29, this is 28 points, so very, very similar stuff. Only that the Americans have double, and then the British, so I need kill ratio 3-1. If I can kill at least one more light cruiser, it's the right direction. So, after this many battles today, I was able to win here this strategic crossroad, but no industry here, so I only take this. So, and I force these units to jump west. So I can now choose take the northern road or take the southern road. But normally I try to take these forces in this hex to block here, take my army here to block Kukong. So block here, and then also I try to win this hex because here are some resources. Here are 121 resources. But here 5 units, I'm not so sure. 40,000 is maybe a little much. But I will see, maybe I try, maybe they are only weak forces in secondary class. Much more, this is at the end only a side battle. It's not really important how successful I am here. Because the only thing what matters is normally in the center here. And here I was able to take the city, and the city had at least, I think, 30 before. Now I've, so if I remember right, it was 30 to 30. So from this 30 factories, only one gets damaged. Here only one resources gets damaged, and one manpower. The one manpower is always damaged normally. So I took the city without any real damage. I also clean here the railroad, and now I can more or less from Manchukuo, Beijing, Chengting, Kaifeng, down to Henkou, and I can transport all my forces like I want now. The railroad is under Japanese control, and this is a huge logistic advantage. And I am now able to focus, take Luoyang or go for Nanyang. We will see how in the next days Jochen react here, because now Jochen is moving east. If he try to battle me here and make a counter battle, then I try to engage from behind. Yeah, but I don't know if this makes sense. Maybe he will change the direction of the movement soon. So, and then in Malaya, I'm on the way to Kuala Lumpur. 2 more days I will maybe arrive in Kuala Lumpur. Johor Bahru is under Japanese control, so I must only bring some engineers here because the airfield, the runways are damaged. The port I don't care, no one needs a port. But the runway I must fix, and then I can install here my fighter, bombers and everything. And then I can move my air equipment around. Nothing more here, no really any ship activity. Somehow I always miss this enemy task forces with my battleship formation. Yeah, but yeah, can happen. It was also unloading here. Not much really air power threaten me here, so I normally can unload here and take the base, and then I can go on Menado, yeah, genau. Because Menado have normally an airbase, Kendari have an airbase, and Ambon have an airbase. So these 3 bases I must take normally before I can go for Java again. And then also Makassar. This is also this one, plus Ambon. Yeah. I think Philippines, here's only Jesselton is now under Japanese control. The forces jump in the jungle, but I cannot see more. I'm also on the way to Porta Princesa. There is a base force, this I know, so I want to make sure that the base force is destroyed. I am unloading still some forces, but I think I'm nearly finished. I am now at 3,150 attack value, plus additional forces. I get rid of this Filipino unit so I can bring my forces all back to Manila. So that in total I have maybe here 3,500 attack value. And I think roughly I can expect that here is maybe 1,500 American. So that I have at least an advantage 2 to 1, and this allows me to break a fort. Then I maybe must attack 2-3 times, and then I hope the forts are down to 0, and then normally the hex will fall, and then the Americans normally will jump back to Bataan. We will see. Yeah, I take Tulagi and just Shortlands, but this is all. Now I bring everything to Rabaul. My carriers are back to Rabaul. I'm running out of fuel. Rabaul is normally not enough to really do much for me. Here's supplies but no fuel. This is still all underway. But I already sent tanker formations down here. Whoops, here. So, and they are not only tankers, they are AO, so they can refuel my carrier formation on the move, more or less. And here, I need to show again, because last time I had the detection on this heavy tanker formation, so I tried to bring all my, not all, but most of my submarines here in position, but out of all of the submarines, only one submarine was able to attack the light cruiser, but at least create a hit on the light cruiser. Still, I normally hoped for more. Okay. So I think this is enough. Not much to say. I can maybe show this damaged Nell bomber formation, but if I can open it. But yeah, it's of course unluckily. I lost here good pilots. Most of these pilots, you can see they're all around good 60 or 70, so there was only full trained pilots. And losing this kind of pilots is of course a pity. But sometimes you cannot change. And it was my mistake, but yeah. I will now change them all to training, because the morale is low. You can see normally you have, if you don't have damage, and you have normally a morale of 99. Or at least high 80s, 90, 99. This is normally what happened. Here, this unit lost 1, so I will give 1 more airplane for backup. Because this kind of airplanes, they... no, what's this? They have a service rating of 4, so they have very likely always 1 airplane is in maintenance. So if I can use 3 airplanes maximum, so I have 3 plus 1 in backup, so the 1 will be always under maintenance. And I have 4 pilots, so the fatigue will not so be too high. Also, normally from these 3 airplanes, only 2 really fly out, because 30% is rest. So 2 airframes go out, 1 will be under maintenance, and 1 is backup. Goodie. So let's hope and see how the future will favor Japan. Thank you all. Take care. Bye bye.